Most of the time, the police that are arresting criminals are the better human beings. There's no point in denying that fact. There's no point disputing it. Most of the time, the police are the better human beings. Sometimes, the police are just as bad as the criminals they are arresting. Other times, rarer times, the old bill, the police, the 5-0 are 50 times, 100 times, 1,000 times worse, more despicable than the criminals they are arresting. Check this out. This normal looking, fine looking young woman was a school teacher. Cynthia Perkins was married to this other fine looking, normal looking gentleman beside her by the name of Dennis Perkins. He was the sheriff of their small town. He was the policeman. He was the local policeman. She was a teacher and he was a policeman. You couldn't get no more normal than that. She used to feed her kids cupcakes that she would make and bake indoors before taking into the school and feeding them to her students, who I presume was very grateful for her gift. What they didn't know was that her special ingredient was the ejaculate of her husband. These two normal looking human beings were a couple of sexual deviants of the worst kind. It wasn't until they were arrested that she decided that she wasn't a willing participant and that she had been coerced into doing this, and she turned and gave evidence against her now ex-husband, who she has since divorced since this case. For her cooperation, she received 41 years in prison. Her husband received 100 years in prison. When they was arrested, it wasn't just the cupcakes they were arrested for. They were arrested for all sorts of nastiness that was found on their phones. She looked like she wasn't as coerced as she made out. She was in the pictures with him and underage girls. She was taking pictures of underage people in a bath. She was in some of the pictures on her own with these kids. But like I said, it wasn't until she was arrested that she decided that she was coerced and wasn't a willing participant. But she still received 41 years. How many criminals would he have arrested that he would have slapped cuffs on for the most petty of crimes? How many lives would he have ruined of men that were going out and nicking, shoplifting to support their families because they couldn't find work, and all the while he was preying on children? He was not better than any criminal he arrested. She was just as bad or worse than any criminal he arrested. She deserved 100 years like him. Imagine being a parent of one of those kids. Imagine being one of those kids and thinking back to the times that you was fed a delicious cupcake by this normal looking teacher. And you would have known in the back of your mind that her husband was a police officer, and you would have trusted her that little bit more. If you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe and we'll chat again. See you later.